Hey guys, welcome back to On Air with Abigail Ratchford, me, AR, obviously. So today's episode is going to be really fun, and we are actually going to be engaging you as the audience to ask me most of the questions. So let's get into it. Everything sex, dating, relationships, scandalous, pop culture, you got it right here. Let's start. Have you ever dated or slept with a celebrity and had to sign an NDA? If so, is this common? No, I've actually never had to sign an NDA for that reason, but I have been at celebrities' houses for after parties where I never did anything, but people that I was with did, and they had us all hand in our phones and made sure that we weren't taking photos of anything. So it's not really an NDA, but they were like super just paranoid about everything. And yeah, I guess that kind of counts. I know, I'm like, give me my phone back. I'm like, I don't even care. You're not even like the level of like a celebrity I would be trying to like post about. Like, no offense, but I'm like, unless you're like Jay-Z or like Leonardo DiCaprio, you don't need to worry about me like sharing your information. But anyways, no. Let me see. Okay. How many times a week do you have sex? Actually, none. I'm like, I don't sleep around, so I'm single. I mean, like back in the day, I guess. Never slept around, but I'm definitely, it's just, I feel like anything I do, people would find out about or something, and I'm not going to just go like hook up with a guy and be like, you know, whatever. So I'm very picky about who I give my body to. Let me see. Why are people so horny? Why can't people control their sexual urges as a species? Honestly, I ask myself this all the time because when I go on Twitter, my entire timeline is just like porn, and people, and I'm like, what is wrong with people? Like, I get it. Everybody likes sex, but I'm like, I feel like there's like some people that are just barbaric. Like, they're just driven by, like, I need the, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's so weird. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what, like, that kind of gene is that makes certain people act so extreme, but I don't know. It's kind of gross. Yeah. Control yourself, okay? Thoughts on the whole PNB Rock situation? Okay, so first of all, the entire situation is horrific. It's so sad. And I didn't know too much about him, but he's from Philadelphia, super young. He's 30 years old, had 2 children, which, I mean, all of these things just add to, like, how heartbreaking of a senseless tragedy this is. And I feel bad in a way for his girlfriend that she's getting, I guess, blamed for sharing the location, because even though, whatever, he had posted something where he had a lot of expensive jewelry on, in your mind, you don't think, okay, if I share that I'm eating lunch at this place, it's going to cause somebody to be murdered. Like, that is so extreme, even in the worst of times in LA, which the crime is so high here. But I feel like even then, it's just, your mind doesn't go there. Like an innocent lunch, you don't think, oh, you know, I have to wait till we leave because. So again, I get it. They should have been a little bit more cautious about posting videos with him wearing expensive jewelry and all that stuff, but I feel like she already probably is devastated. She lost her partner, the father of her children. So now to have people blaming her, it's like, it's just a lot. I feel like that doesn't really solve anything. We need to focus more on the people who did this and, you know, focus our energy there, because blaming her is just not doing anything. So yeah, okay. That's my thought about that. Let me see. Have I ever had sex on the first date? No, actually I haven't. No, I don't think so. Let me see. Okay. Real talk. Junk size or motion of the ocean when you're with your partner? Honestly, I think motion of the ocean. Like, I know some girls who are so set on, you know, a guy having a big dick, but I feel like it's more like chemistry and just like kind of foreplay and all that stuff. So Um, what type of guys do you find attractive? Gym guy, natural build, dad bod. So I like kind of a mix between a gym bod and a dad bod. Like somebody who is in shape, but they also like drink and eat wings on the weekend. I don't like somebody who's so cut up that you could tell that they just go to the gym every day and take shirtless selfies. To me, that is just repulsive. So I'd rather somebody who looks like they are naturally in shape, but they like let themselves go every now and then, you know? Yeah. More man. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Do you like when a woman flirts with you, and does this happen a lot? I never really get approached by an individual woman, but I will get approached by couples sometimes, and just people that are like randomly in town, and the wife will come up to be like, "Hey, you're like our hall pass. Like, are you?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, you're not my hall pass, so no." But of course, it's flattering, but it's not really, you know. Let's see. Any advice on how to make my lady a little bit more adventurous in public places? So I feel like everybody kind of has their thing, and some people are turned on by, doing it in public places, and some people think that that's like so scary and they're going to get in trouble. And so it kind of just depends. I guess maybe if she's totally against it, that don't push the issue. Find out what her kinky, fetish or her thing is that turns her on. But if she's kind of open for it, then maybe explore it and find areas that are safe and you won't be caught or exposed easily, because you don't want to, have an experience just go south and get in trouble or handcuffed by the police for public indecency, because that will definitely leave a bad taste in both of your mouths. Okay, let's see. What's your favorite type of music to listen to during sex? So I actually have a playlist specifically for sex, but definitely I like the old school Weekend, from, is it House of Balloons? His first couple albums. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? And then I don't know, there's just a bunch of really good kind of house artists, I guess, or electronic, that have that really sexy Ibiza vibe, or it's called Buddha Bar or something. There's a whole category of it, but I have a whole playlist, so I'll share it with you guys. But yeah, it's definitely puts you in the mood. Definitely old school Weekend for sure. Not new Weekend. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Do you like when guys send you dick pics? No, I don't. For sure, not never ever do that to a girl. Even guys that I've dated that have been my boyfriend for a while, don't ever do that. I feel like that's just girls sending naked photos. Okay, that's hot. A guy sending a photo like that, it's there is no way that is attractive, at least for me. Maybe some people like that, but no, I'd rather just see that in person. You don't need to send me a photo of your boner because it's not good. Okay, let me see. Do you like dirty talk, yes or no? I do, but it has to just be kind of organic. I don't like too much dirty talk where they're basically narrating the whole thing. I like just kind of organic, here and there, oh, do you, whatever. Do you like that? Or light, gentle, noises that are, affirming that they enjoy it, but nothing I don't want to say it, but yeah, narrating is not good. You're okay, I get it. I'm also in this situation. You don't need to reiterate what's going on. So yeah, just don't overthink the dirty talking. Be kind of more in the moment and just let it flow, for sure. Okay, so for this next segment, I'm going to be going over some of this past week's top headlines in pop culture. Okay, so this one is a bit of a blind item, and it says a certain billionaire and soon-to-be lawyer's eldest offspring will be making her first big screen appearance. She'll be working alongside her soon-to-be mother, lawyer, as it's not her first gig with the production. Who do you guys think it is?
Did you see like the hint to like?
Yeah.
That's literally insane.
It's definitely a direction of something on a compass. So we're gonna say northwest, correct? Okay. Next, keeping it in the Kardashian family, we have Kourtney Kardashian announcing her new brand, Lemmy. So let me just tell you that for the last couple of days, I feel like I was kind of guessing what she was coming out with, and everyone's like, is it a sex toy line? Is it a, and then her commercial or her ads were kind of showing nails, and everyone's like, is it like a press-on nail line? Because they all said Lemmy. And honestly, I did not know at all. I was clueless along with the rest of the world. I'm like, what is this? But it really makes a lot of sense for it to be a gummy vitamin company. I think that's so on brand for Kourtney, and I'm really happy that she's found her, thing that she loves to do.
Yeah, they needed like one of them to do health, like because it's all like such crazy brands, like insane brands.
For sure. And I feel like for a while, if you're like a diehard fan of the show, which of course I am, you could see that she kind of struggled with going along with like the rest of the family's, the reality TV schedule filming and all this stuff. And she was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be filming all the time. I don't want to be in glam all the time. And I feel like she's finally passionate about something, and that's, Poosh and her wellness and her lifestyle. And I think this is really, really an amazing next step for her, and I'm a huge fan, so I will be definitely buying Lemmy. So let me tell you.
Were you like always on board with them, like even from the beginning, or did you ever
always,
like hop on that? Really?
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
I remember being like brainwashed to hate them.
No, I don't understand the hate. Like from day one, I've always loved Kim Kardashian because, she kind of opened the door for people like me who are, not a size 2, not blonde, not the typical model look. And she just kind of does whatever, she proves people wrong. So I've always been a diehard supporter. I never was anything but. So they've just killed it, and they continue to kill it. So go Kardashians. Okay. Next, let's see. So speaking of, again, the Kardashians, recently Beyonce had her 41st birthday party at a private estate in Bel Air, and everybody was there. My invite, I think, got lost, but, next time, hit me up. But, I mean, everybody looked amazing. I think, actually, Khloe Kardashian looked the best, to be totally honest. But I think it's kind of weird that Tristan was also there because besides his relationship with the Kardashians, does Tristan even have any pull in, like, the celebrity world? Like, why is he hanging out with the likes of Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to get a +1 to that. And
yeah, because I feel like there's celebrities, and then there's, like, Jay-Z and Beyonce level, where you're kind of, like, untouchable. Like, you don't even care about having your photos taken. Beyonce didn't even have any pictures of her taken at her own event. So do you really think that they care about, like, a Tristan Thompson going? I feel like maybe Drake brought him as, like, his +1.
Yeah, I feel like it's just so weird how, like, there's been huge breakdowns on the show about him. Like, I will never talk to him again. And then
he's just a horrible human being. And I feel like he's just trash. I don't know him personally, but I just don't like him. And I feel like, what does he even bring? He's not like an incredible athlete. He's not an incredible talent. He's not.
And like hearing his voice for the first time on the show, do you remember that? Like I was so shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like me. Yeah. Like, he's like me.
I know, I'm like, is this mic broken? Can we turn the volume up on his like thing? No, but so that was the only thing that would surprise me. But yeah, everybody else looked amazing. Yeah. And okay. Oh, it was roller disco themed. I love that theme. So
that's sick.
Megan Fox obviously looked amazing. She is so hot. Also, do we think that her and Machine Gun Kelly are gonna last? I feel like their appeal is kind of fading. Now they're like past the honeymoon stage, and I feel like you could see kind of like their fights in photos, and they're like, why is she bitching at him every single time like the paparazzi snaps a photo?
There was controversy that they broke up, and then those pictures circulated, and people were like, oh, okay, so they're still together. Yeah. But I think they refrained from posting because Megan said some controversial stuff about, her making MGK, like manifesting him when she was 4 years old because she's 4 years older than him.
What?
That he like really does put like a visceral reaction into my soul. Like every single time I see him, my roommate's like a huge fan of him, but I'm like scared.
You don't like him that much?
No, I'm scared of him.
I mean, I don't get the appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like anything that's that, like, explosive dies as well.
Yeah.
There's no way to, like, maintain any kind of sense of stability with something that's, like, we're drinking each other's blood on our, like, wedding night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, I hope that they do. Okay. So Adele is obviously still dating Rich Paul. Is that his name?
I had no idea.
He's like the sports agent.
Oh, really?
Good for her.
She snatched it for real. She looks gorgeous.
She looks better than ever with somebody who's like a baller, and they clearly seem like they're totally into each other. So I love that for her. The only thing is, I don't love when Adele is this happy because her best music is after like a devastating divorce. Or
Did you listen to the last album?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Like, she needs to be. I mean, I hate to say this. I don't want him to cheat on her and break her heart, but it would produce a lot of Grammy-winning songs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's just an incredible, and she looks so good.
Yeah.
Like, there's not even any doubt that she's just living her best life. So, okay, Adele. Okay, Dixie
Yeah.
with the shaved head. I actually love it. I mean, I've said this before. I think a shaved head on a woman is like the ultimate sign of confidence. And before Amber Rose's face tattoo, I mean, she's still so beautiful, but I'm like, for somebody to be able to pull off a shaved head and be hot as hell, you know you're like a bad, like you have to have a very, very strong face. And Dixie, I mean, she's just like classically beautiful. She looks like Audrey Hepburn. Like, she's just stunning.
Yeah,
so.
she looks like a high fashion model, and like I want her to shift to that because the music,
1,000,000%.
she did it, but I feel like it needs to be like
and I feel like she's kind of always tried to, I don't want to say separate herself from her sister, but like in a way show that she's her own star. And I feel like this haircut is maybe the first step to like, leverage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going in her own direction, because she really is like an icon on her own, and this is just like a power.
No, like she looks like she belongs like Mugler. Like,
for sure. Like runway, yes. I love it. Okay, so Leonardo DiCaprio refuses to date anyone over the age of 25. Okay, so do I think that this is true? No, I don't think that this is like 1,000,000% true. I think maybe he just begins dating people at the age of 22 or 23, and he has a shelf life with relationships that are 2 or 3 years. So I think that they usually fall on the 25-year age, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's kind of just like more of a coincidence. I don't think he's like, oh, the day you turn 25, like we're done. But with that being said, the new buzz is that he's interested in pursuing the Miss Gigi Hadid, who's actually 27, correct?
That would be so fucking hot. I don't care.
Oh my God. Amazing.
Yeah.
And she also has a child too. So
Wait, Gigi does?
yeah, she had a baby with
Oh
Zayn.
my God, I'm literally wearing then. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Mhm.
Are Zayn and her like completely done?
They're done. But I feel like Leo kind of has the same thing as like George Clooney,
Yeah.
where they're both iconic. They both could have any woman that they want. They both have had however many women that they wanted. And I think ultimately, at the end of the day, he'll end up with somebody totally surprising, because he's had every hot girl. He's had every supermodel. He's had all that stuff. So I think that whoever, he settles down with is going to be more than just a beautiful face. That's just what I think.
If it was between Leo and George for you, like, who are you picking?
Probably George.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were like a Leo fan.
Oh, I am. I love Leo. But I feel like I would know I'm not his, like, he loves blondes. He loves blondes. I don't think he's ever dated a girl with black hair.
Yeah.
He loves blondes. So I would be like, oh my God, I'm not like your normal type, but I think George Clooney's just so sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Clooney could turn it for like anyone, I feel
Oh,
like.
for sure. Yeah. The time just stands still with him. He's just always so hot. Surprise.
Yeah, he broke up with his girlfriend. That was what started the rumor of him not dating anyone.
And all the memes that followed.
Sorry, I'm gonna like cough really. There's a tickle in my throat that won't leave.
Oh my God. Did you guys ever hear those like infomercials that are like, if you and your loved ones have been affected by mesothelioma? So this is like the funniest story. So a couple of years ago, me and my girlfriends went to the bungalow in Santa Monica. Have you ever been there?
I think so.
Oh, it's so much fun. So it's like right by the beach, and you'll always see like a ton of celebrities there. It's like the best for day parties on Saturdays and Sundays. So they were supposed to have a DJ, and I guess he called off sick at like the last minute. So somebody who worked there was like, yo, I have my laptop, like I'll DJ. So he was like DJing, and I think he had Pandora on because there was ads still coming up. And then I was like, I made a remix. I'm like, this guy's like, if you and your loved ones have been affected by mesothelioma, drop the beat now.
No, there was like, there was this like song. It was a Chris Brown song, and I was out like at the club, and for some reason they decided to bleep all the curse words, even though I was at a club.
Oh my God.
And I took a video of my friend, and she thought she was having a stroke because it was like completely like, like every.
She's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because it's every word.
Yeah, literally.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so in case you guys have been living under a rock this last week, the Queen of England has died. And I feel like people are kind of torn about this because there's lots of people that apparently despise the Queen and everything that she stood for. People have said that her legacy has rode on the backs of, you know, Black people and all this. There's a lot of scandal around it. I don't need to get into it. But overall, I just think we should pay respect to somebody who has lived a very, very long and colorful life. But with that being said, it's interesting to see some of the paparazzi photos in the aftermath and see the difference in body language between Prince William and Kate Middleton versus Prince, what is his name? Harry, and Meghan Markle. So apparently I had no idea that since Prince William and Kate Middleton are still kind of under the whole umbrella of the kingdom, like, how would you say it? The kingdom and everything?
No clue.
Yeah. I'm like the anarchy of the legacy.
Yeah, no.
I know.
I'm like, if it's not like, yeah.
Yeah, that they apparently still abide by very, very old school traditional rules where they can't really be seen embracing each other in public. And it's vastly different from the body language between Harry and Meghan Markle, which are clearly look like they love each other and romantic and all that stuff. So it's still a testament of that whole kind of, you know, somebody breaking away from thousands of years of tradition.
They still follow that?
I guess. I
That
have no
is
idea
insane.
either. It's so weird and foreign to us because we don't really, you know, go by that book. But
Yeah, that's good for like PDA haters because
Yeah.
I'm a big PDA hater.
Right? You're not going to inherit the throne. Stay away from each other. Hey guys, so I just wanted to hop on here really quick and give a shout out to an amazing brand that I love and that I work with very closely called Streetlight. So when I found out that I was going to be doing a podcast, I knew that I wanted my set to reflect kind of the energy and the vibe that I wanted everybody to feel, which is fun and bright. So Streetlight works with legit neon artists, and they curate specific personalized signs right down to the last detail, and they did so with me. We took a few weeks going back and forth on the design, and they did not stop until it was exactly what I wanted. And then they went to production, and it could not be any more perfect. So for a few days only, they're giving my listeners 10% off any order. Just make sure to use my code at checkout, and the code is on air, and that is streetlight.com, streetlyte.com, and tell them that I sent you. Make sure to tag me in all the photos and videos of you with your brand new neon sign. Love you guys.
So like now that you've been out here for literally almost 10 years and you've met a bunch of these like rappers and people that we're literally talking about now, like do you have any like personal experiences? Because I remember the last episode you had a story about Drake that was so...
Oh my God. Okay, yes. So okay, so I'm friends with these two brothers named Kai and Levi, and they're from Toronto, and their dad is actually a really, really famous chef. named Susar Bentley, and he has a restaurant called Frang's with Drake in Toronto. So a couple years ago, they texted me. They were in LA, and they're like, "Hey, like, what are you girls doing tonight? Do you guys want to go to Nobu in Malibu?" And I'm like, "Yeah, maybe, whatever." So like, we'll send you a car. We're gonna be with Drake, whatever. And I'm like, "Okay." So they said. I was just like, are they really? So I knew that they were actually good friends with them, but I'm like, okay, like, we'll see when we get there. So they sent an Uber for me and like 3 of my friends. We get to Nobu in Malibu. It looks like it's like completely shut down. It was like cleared out. So we walk in and there's this really, really long table that had maybe like 16, 18 chairs. And we don't see Drake. So I'm like, oh, he's probably not here, whatever. So we sit down. We're all just kind of like shooting the shit, whatever, and ordering appetizers. And in walks Drake. He must have been out on the balcony on a phone call or something. And he's like, we're all like, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Aubrey. Nice to meet you." And we're all like, none of us said our names. And I'm like, "Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you." And he's like, "None of you said your names." And I'm like, "I'm Abigail." And then my friend Rosie's from London. She's like, "I'm Rosie." And then she brought a friend named Barbara. He's like, "Abigail, Rosie, Barbara. Y'all sound like my grandmother's friends." And we laughed so hard because, well, it was funny, but also we were just like, is this real? Like Drake is like telling us a joke and we're like, oh my God. So anyways, we had the best night, and then we went back to his house, all of us, in Calabasas, and at the time it was like a big deal to have your own Snapchat filter. Yeah. And we were playing beer pong and all the stuff, and he had a Snapchat filter that said "running through the six with my woes." And we're like, oh my God, like, we've made it. We're at Drake's and we get to use his Snapchat filter. But it was so funny. And then the day after, in the morning, none of us like hooked up with Drake or anything. There's not any scandal to the story. But we called an Uber and everybody was still asleep. And we're like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. And it was like, do you ever see Bridesmaids where she's like on like the fence in the morning? We were trying to get over his gate and everybody's asleep. We're like, we can't go fucking find Drake in his own house. So we're trying to like scale the gate. We're like, 1 minute to like the Uber driver. We're like,
was there no security to like?
No, he lives in like he lives in a gated community, but to get out of his actual house, they don't have like individual, but I think it's all like, you know what I mean? Yeah, connected. So, but it was pretty funny.
Wait, that's insane. Yeah. Like the Snapchat era, do you remember they make you pay for filters? Yes. Did you ever buy one?
I think so. Probably back in the day when I had like an event or something, I purchased one. I'm like, I want to look like legit.
Was that like, if that happened to you nowadays, would you still be as like gagged, or would you just be like, okay?
No, now it's so common. But like when it first started, it was like a huge sign of like, this person's like important. Like Snapchat has a filter.
Yeah, and in 20, like now he's popping, but like in 2016, something about that zeitgeist was like fucking.
And this was like at the time of like Hotline Bling, like it was like that song or that whole album of the summer was just like, we're like, oh my God, like we've made it in life.
Yeah, literally. Wait, that's so funny. Wait, what was that? There was another one I thought. Wasn't there? Oh, it was 50 Cent, right?
Oh my God, yeah. So
these are my favorite stories.
This is so funny. Okay, so a couple of years ago, I get this random text message from this number I don't have saved. And he's like, yo, what's up, baby girl? And I'm like, he's like, I need a favor from you. I'm like, who is this? He's like, it's Trey. I'm like, he's like, Trey Songz, this is my new phone. And I'm like, so I have the normal Trey Songz phone number. And he's like, can you do me a solid? And I'm like, so first of all, I text the other Trey Songz, the normal number that I have. And I'm like, hey, did you get another phone number? Like, I just want to make sure this person isn't like scamming me. And the texts don't go through. It comes up as green. So I'm like, maybe he did get another phone, whatever. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I need you to post this casting call on your story. And I'm like, what is it for? And it was for, you know, the TV show Power.
Yes.
So they put out a casting call, apparently, like, it was something dumb. It was like looking for 10 females for a club scene. And I'm like, why do you want me to post it? He's like, well, you have a big following, right? I'm like, yeah, but like, what's their budget? Like, I'm not going to just post this. Yeah. And then he's like, they don't have a budget. I figured you could do it because we're friends. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, they have to pay me something. So we go back and forth briefly. And then he says something like, at this point, so I still think it's Trey Songz, okay? Yeah. So at this point, he goes, damn, if you're so smart, you should have been a lawyer, not a hoe. And I go, have fun opening up for Drake for the rest of your life.
You should have said him like the perfect time.
2 hours, and then I block it. 2 hours later, the other Trey Songz replies, hey, sorry, I had no service. I was on a plane. I just landed in Korea. What's going on? I'm like, wait, that wasn't you. He goes, what did they say? And I sent him the screenshot. He's like, oh, that's 50's phone. He was probably just trying to get you to do. He goes, why? What did you say to him? I'm like, nothing. Anything that I said, don't even. And he just never, like, I never acknowledged it. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad if he finds out that I said the thing about opening up for Drake.
Wait, how did he get your number?
I have no idea. I have literally no idea. And I didn't even get further into it to be like, you know what I mean?
You should have like sent him the perfect tenders. If y'all watched the last episode.
Yeah, perfect tenders. I have literally no idea. And I didn't even like, I would just left it.
What a weird thing to ask. Like, he has money, he has budget. Like, why is he asking you to do that?
I have no idea. He probably asked a bunch of girls with a following. He probably got their number off of like, you know, a bunch of people. LA small. So, you know, but yeah.
Do you think any girls like posted it?
For sure. I mean, it wasn't like, again, it wasn't like a crazy thing to post. It was like, need extras tomorrow in like Burbank at the studios. They were probably just trying to like skim on the budget, wanted to hit up girls with like big followings that they thought would do a solid if they said that they were somebody else that knew them personally. And I don't know.
Were you ever like at a place where you would have done that for free? Or did you like learn not to do that?
No, probably not.
That's good.
Yeah. The only time I would ever do a music video, even like in the beginning, was like if I was like the leading lady.
Star. Yeah.
Like in a Miguel video or like The Weeknd. Like I'm not going to be twerking on stage in
with 6 other
Atlanta
bitches.
with 2 chains and like,
yeah.
That's not a good look. So nothing against, you know.
Yeah.
But just.
Wait, what year was that?
That this happened with 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Probably like 2017 or 18.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's so fucking iconic that you're
I'm
like,
why
no.
didn't you just say that you were 50 Cent? Like I would have been like, we could have had like an honest conversation. Like, you know what,
like,
whatever. But to like pretend that you're somebody else.
Yeah, wait, that's actually so insane.
I know.
Oh my God.
I know, but I felt bad that I said the thing about opening up for Drake because, again, it was under the impression of him saying that thing, if you're so smart, you should have been a lawyer, not a hoe.
Yeah, that's like the
I'm like, what'd you say, motherfucker? No.
That's like the Drake lyric where he's like, is that a world tour or a girls tour? Like literally you did that to him. You need your own Snapchat filter now.
But 50 said, do you have your own Snapchat filter?
Literally. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Okay, guys, so that's it. I had so much fun with you guys going over some pop culture news in this last week. Okay, so I think that's it, guys. That's a wrap. I had a blast going over some juicy headlines of pop culture gossip this week and answering all of your blazing hot Q&As on my Instagram. So until next time, I'll see you guys then.